Hey guys, it's Val. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you have been here before. Today I'm doing a video that I thought would be a lot of fun. I am doing a kind of overall review on the formula, like whether... Hey guys, it's Val. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you have been here before. Today I'm doing a video that's a little different, and I thought it'd be a lot of fun to do. I'm doing kind of an overview of the brand Coastal Scents, an overview of their eyeshadows as a whole, kind of across the board. Where is the best formulation? Where is the best place to spend your money if you're looking for kind of an overall view. Hey guys, it's Val. Hey guys, it's Val. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you have been here before. Today I'm doing a video that's kind of fun. I thought it'd be a cool idea. I'm doing an overview of the brand Coastal Scents as a whole, specifically their eyeshadows. So I've got a ton of different kinds of their palettes, their single shadows, all things like that, and I've tested them out for a couple weeks now. And I'm just going to report to you what I think would be the best ones to invest in if you're looking to buy some Coastal Scents eyeshadows, where the formulation is the best, things like that. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. So the first experience I ever had with Coastal Scents shadows was with this set of 3 palettes. This is like their Eyes palette. They're called Glamour Eyes, Social Eyes, and Formal Eyes. And these 3 palettes together as a bundle came as $10, which that's a crazy good price. So this is a setup of all 3 of the palettes. You have a tiny little mirror in here, which I don't really understand. It's kind of useless in my opinion. It's way too small, and the setup of this palette is just weird. However, you do get 8 shadows in each of these. This one is definitely the Pops of Color shadow of the bunch, which has a lot of great shadows. I've been loving them. I really like this green, like emerald forest green. That's just one swatch, so great pigmentation, really awesome. This one is called Social Eyes, which is a much more neutral palette. This one right here is one of my favorites, as well as this one. One thing about these shadows, they are pretty powdery. If you can see, that one kind of clumped up a bit. But if you just tap off your brush or blow it off, depending if you think that's weird or not, they're definitely workable, and I don't really see that being a problem with them. I think they're beautiful. And then last one is Formal Eyes. So this is what this palette looks like. Definitely lighter toned. I really have been liking this cranberry shade over here. And this is actually the only palette of these 3 that has any matte shades in it. In this one, the 4 corner shades are matte and the rest are shimmer. But in these 2, they are all shimmer. So I've been loving those. I will say across the board, as far as all of these Coastal Scents shadows go, their shimmer shades are gorgeous. Like, blow your mind gorgeous. Their satin shades are up there as well. Their metal formula is just as good. However, their mattes leave something to be desired. They're pretty patchy. I'll show you when we get into a couple other palettes. Just their matte formula isn't the greatest. But anyway, so yes. So I discovered Coastal Scents through these palettes, fell in love. I use these like every day, and I was like, I need to see what else they have, especially with that price point. I needed to do my research. So then I placed a huge order for all kinds of their shadows, and one I really want to check out, this is their Revealed 3 palette. They have a set of palettes called the Revealed palettes, obviously. They have 1, 2, 3, and Smoky, which, if you're familiar with Urban Decay, they closely resemble the color scheme of the Naked palettes. So I thought it'd be really cool to see if it really stands up to that, anything like that. The colors are really pretty. I will say this is probably the most disappointing product I got from them. I don't know if you can see up close. There are a couple, like this purple shade, this black, have actual large chunks of glitter in them. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So let me just swatch. This one has glitter, and I'll go ahead and do the black as well. See if it comes off on camera. I'm not sure if it will. See, the light one you can't even see. The black, it looks matte on camera, so that kind of defeats the purpose. But yeah, very chunky glitter particles in that, which I'm not the biggest fan of. So there are about 6 shades with that glitter infused formula, so I'm not a big fan of that. There are a couple shimmers that are decent, like the brown, but like shimmery browns are so easy. I have them in literally every palette I own, so I wasn't needing a ton of those. All of these like pinkish shades over here, purple shades, they end up looking the exact same on the eyes. There's not too much color to those, and it's just really disappointing. So, granted, this is like $7, so it's not terrible for the price, but it's not really worth it either. Moving on, they have these tiny little passport palettes. This is Passport to Rome. They have a bunch of different countries with different color schemes, which is actually kind of fun. I only got one. This is the one to Rome that I got, and I really liked the selection in here. This is pretty nice. I have used this palette and gotten a lot of really nice looks from it. There are 2 matte shades right in the middle here. There's a couple satin, and then there's a couple shimmers. Like I said, the shimmers are really, really pretty. I've been liking this brown one, but like I said, I have so many brown, like, just normal shimmery shades that I don't really need more, but it is nice. It's nice to start with. I think Coastal Scents would be a great brand to, like, start out your collection with if you're just getting into makeup. However, I'm getting swatches everywhere. This matte brown shade, if you can see it here, it's just so patchy. Let me show you like an actual swatch as I'm doing it. So this is just one swatch. It's very powdery. It's very patchy. You can definitely make it work. You can build it up. I think you need a really good eye primer 100% if you're going to use these, especially the matte shades, because they're just not the easiest to work with. So that's disappointing, but overall this is nice. You can use this matte shades. I definitely think they are usable. If you're just getting a base down, this is really nice for a nice base shade. There's not really a great transition shade. Maybe the satin, but it's a little too dark for my skin tone to be a transition shade. So, personal preference, I guess, on that one. And like I said, there are definitely other color selections in that line, so maybe if you find one you really like, then it's worth giving it a shot. Next is this Fairy Fuchsia palette. This one is just boring. It's very cool toned. You get, what, 12 shadows in this one. I'm not even sure how many. It's like so scattered. So like this is matte, matte, matte. It's not like in any order at all, and that kind of bothers me. I like the Lorac palettes where it's like mattes and shimmers right in a row. This one they're all over the place, which is really just me being picky, but that's how I feel. Like I said, there's some nice shimmers, but they're so similar. Like this is a shimmer, and they're nice, but they look the same. You don't need to. And then these two, once they're on the eye, look about the same. And then the mattes, there is a nice, like, base all over shade to set your eye primer with, but do you really need another one of those? You know what I mean? It's just one of those palettes where, like, I'm not dying to have it. There's not one shade in here that I'm like, wow, this is something new and this is something different. Every time I tried to create a look with this palette, I felt like my shades just ended up blending together and it looked really muddy, and I felt like you couldn't get much variety from it, so that was really disappointing. Moving on to something that's a little more positive. I promise there are good things in here as well. They're 88 shadow palettes. I have 3 of them. So I have their Warm palette, I have their Ultra Shimmer palette, and then I have their Metal Mania palette. The metal, I don't talk like that. The Metal Mania and the Shimmer palette are gorgeous. This is the Metal Mania one. You get so many different shades, and this metal formula is so nice. Like I said, the shimmers are nice. This is like, they're so gorgeous. Like I said, they're definitely soft and crumbly, if you can see that. This is just one swatch in a really awkward place on my arm, but they're so nice. They have such a nice, like, reflective sheen to them without being over the top. And you literally get every color for the most part. Nothing like crazy bright, but wait, I have that in another palette, so stay tuned. But yeah, I've really been enjoying this. I'm a big fan of brown shades on my lid. I do it all the time. It's kind of my day-to-day look, and I can definitely get that from this. It's very exciting. They all have a mirror up here, which is decent, and then 2 little double-sided, like, sponge tip applicators, which I don't use, but you could. Next for the 88 palette is the Ultra Shimmer palette, which this one I think is amazing. This one you really do get every color you could ever imagine. You get the whole spectrum of the rainbow. This is the shimmer formula through and through, so all of these are nice. Obviously, some are better than others just because on my skin tone a lot of these lighter shades don't show up, but that is because I am a ghost. And as far as the pops of color go, they're probably not the most pigmented you will ever get, but they are buildable, they look really nice, and I personally don't go with a crazy over-the-top look too often. So that's why I feel this is great, because you get everything, you can do any kind of colored look with it, but you aren't breaking the bank on shadows that you aren't going to use too often. So I definitely recommend investing in these. I think they were like $9 or something like that, which is awesome. And then the last 88 shadow palette I have was kind of a dud. This is the Warm palette. And as you can see, it's very warm toned, as the name suggests. There are some shimmers in here which are good. There are a lot of mattes, and a lot of these ones, just like the Revealed palette, have glitter in them. And that kind of ruins it for me. Like, this pink, this matte pink, could look really pretty, but like, it's so patchy and just powdery and kind of blends away to nothing. I definitely think, as far as their mattes go, that the darker shades are better. They're formulated a little bit better. You can get a little bit more color payoff with them. But the lighter colors, like all of them, seem to just disappear. They're very powdery. You need to watch out for fallout because there is a ton. But if you don't mind that, then I don't know. It's a nice palette to experiment with. I think it's decent. I think you can get good looks with it, but I don't enjoy it. So for me, I will probably be decluttering this quite soon. And the last thing I want to talk about are their single shadows, which are called Hot Pots. I have a couple of them here in my Z palette. I got a combination. I got some mattes, I got some satins, I got some shimmers, I got 1 or 2 like metallic shades, just so that I could try the formulas on all of them. And just like I said with the rest, the mattes are not the best, the shimmers are amazing, and the satins are pretty much the mattes, just a little bit creamier. Let's be honest with ourselves, they aren't the greatest. However, these single shadows are usually $2 a piece, but they're often on sale for like 99 cents a piece. That's when I picked them up, and they have a gazillion different shade options. So you can definitely get any color you are possibly looking for. And these are really nice. This purple is a shimmer. This one does have some glitter in it, but this one you barely see it. It's a very like faint purple, but it can be built up quite easily. And I love that. This is a matte that is like a cranberry shade, which, like I said, their matte formula for the millionth time isn't the best, but I do like this one in my crease if I'm going for like a cranberry type look. And then a lot of the browns here end up looking the same on the eye, as I've said many times already. So overall, do I recommend the brand Coastal Scents? Yes and no. I definitely recommend picking up this 3-pack of palettes, like the Eyes. I don't know what it's actually called because I threw away like the main packaging, but the Eyes palette. They come as a threesome and they're gorgeous. I also recommend the Shimmer and the Metal Mania palettes, especially if you're looking for pops of color, or you're looking to experiment with different colors or looks, but you don't want to spend all of your money. I definitely will be keeping these around for times where I want a colorful look, maybe on Halloween, maybe I'm feeling adventurous, or I have a special event, something like that. But I'm definitely not going to be using it every day, so I am happy that for $8 I get like every color I could ever imagine. And lastly, I do recommend the Hot Pots. Even the mattes, like I said, are not the best, but I definitely feel that the matte formula in this version is the best overall from all the mattes that I've tried from Coastal Scents in general. These mattes are a lot creamier. They aren't quite as patchy. They still are a little patchy and need to be built up. It's definitely not like a one swipe across and you're good. You will need to build it up. You will definitely need an eyeshadow primer 100% if you want this look to stay throughout the day, but you can get really beautiful looks from it. With all that being said, I don't recommend the Warm palette. I think there was a different type of 88 shadow palette on there as well that I didn't try, so I can't speak for that. And then these other like random palettes, this was a dud. This I feel would be good for like a really like young person starting out in makeup, if they're into the glitter, if they don't really care about pigmentation that much and they just want to get into it. I would recommend something like that. And then the Passport palettes, this one I do enjoy. It's not the best, and you can get pretty much 2 looks out of it if we're being honest. You can't get a bunch of crazy different looks. They're mostly going to look the same. So definitely keep that in mind if you're looking into buying that. So that is it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up or subscribe. I would love to have you in our little YouTube family here. And other than that, if you do like this type of format where I do kind of an overview of a whole brand, definitely leave a comment down below if there's something you would want to see, because I kind of enjoyed it, seeing like the best of a brand and then reviewing it for you guys. So I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.